My name is Aldrin Dela Cruz from BSIT 3A BPO. Capstone Project as a thesis and a research work based from CHED Memorandum Order Number 25 Series of 2015. The thesis or capstone project are required for candidates for graduation in all computing programs. Both the thesis and capstone projects are terminal project requirements that would not only demonstrate on students comprehensive knowledge of the area of study and research methods used, but also allow them to apply the concepts and methods to a specific problem in their area of specialization. What is a thesis? It is a report of a scholar upon some piece of research which he or she has completed. In the area of computing, it is defined as a technical report on a systematic investigation of a problem that can be solved using computing. It may include a solution, an approximate or partial solution, a scientific investigation, or development of results leading to the solution of the problem. Capstone Project. IT Capstone Project focuses on lot application or processes to address problem. Responsibilities of a capstone project student. The researcher must learn the necessary skill and competency to conduct a research, and the advisor should not feed everything to the researcher, as this defeats the purpose of teaching a researcher to be independent and competent. A. Project duration. The thesis or capstone project must be complete within the 2 semester, and if not complete within 4 semester, the student will be required to re-enroll. Students must re-enroll thesis and capstone project 1 and thesis and capstone project 2. B. Project group composition. The capstone project group will consist of 3 members, with the teacher making the final decision. C. Project advisor. Dean or program chair selects advisor and panel members based on expertise. ICT faculty members will be selected as advisors for capstone project. Appointment of advisors from other department, colleges, institutions, universities will be allowed on a case basis. COS faculty members can manage capstone project advisorship with permanent co-advisor. The maximum member of capstone project advisorship is 5 per faculty member. D. Panel composition. The defense panel should consist of the dean, program chair, and 2 members. E. Duties and responsibilities of the panel chairman. Brief proponents. Research about proposal hearing oral defense program. Verdict is unanimous decision, final and irrevocable. Nominate a thesis. Capstone project for the outstanding research capstone project award. Duties and responsibilities of the panel members. Content expert. Internal auditors verify advisors' endorsement of thesis. Capstone projects evaluate the deliverables, recommend a verdict, listen and consider the requests of the advisor and or the proponent's researchers. Nominate a thesis. Capstone project for the outstanding research. Capstone project award. G. Duties and responsibilities of the project. Thesis. Capstone project subject teacher. The subject teacher is the advisor of all groups assigned to him, her, providing general meetings, selecting proposal hearing and oral defense panels, and scheduling activities. Post schedules, guidelines, requirements, announcements, and files before proposal hearing or oral defense. File evaluations and submit grades. H. Duties and responsibilities of the advisor. guides students in defining research problems, objectives, building a bibliography, identifying variable, determining research design, population, environment, instruments, and data collection procedures. The advisor must meet the team regularly to solve impasse and conflicts, review all deliverables, and recommend proposal hearing and oral defense. Failure to sign this notice can be partially the advisor's fault. Recommends research. Capstone project for award during proposal hearing and oral defense. As a special advisor, he or she is responsible to be a provider, an encourager, a dedicator, a push boss, a connector, an employment agency. J. Thesis, capstone project presentation. Public presentation must be school-based and open to public viewing. K. Thesis, capstone project turnover. Project turnover limited to software development and not equipment. L. Thesis, capstone project grading system 3A BPO and 3D BPO. L. Thesis, capstone project grading system. The final grade of each proponent will comprise of the following: average grade of the panel members 30%, subject teacher 30%, advisor of the capstone project group 30%, peer grading 10%, total of 100%. Oral examination individual grade 30%. Comprehensiveness of the answer and ideas 10%, contribution or support to the group 10%, delivery manners of speaking 10%. The rating or evaluation of the subject advisor for each the proponents research shall be on the following: subject and advisor grade 30%, deliverable 20%, attendance or class participation 5%, attitude and behavior 5%. Verdicts. There will be 4 possible verdicts after the proposal defense. The verdict is a unanimous decision among the 3 members of the panel committee. Once issued, it is the final and irrevocable. Approved minor revisions are necessary, but they do not have to be presented in front of and checked by all panelists. 86 to 100. Approved with revisions. Major revisions shall be incorporated in the final copy of the revised project proposal summary. They must be checked by the panelists 70 over 85. 70 to 85. Disapproved. The proponents and researchers failed to propose a researchable or scholarly capstone project below 70. System and manuscript defense. Capstone project output group grade using system prototype rubric 70%. Oral examination individual grade same rubric with proposal 30%. Total 100%. Capstone project output group grade 70%. The output should be consistent with the objectives as defined during the proposal stage 20%. All major module and features of the system output as defined after the proposal stage are delivered. The credit shall be based on the percentage of delivered items 25%. Group debugging. The group shall display competence in resolving planted bugs 20%. Verdicts final defense. Accepted with revision. Revisions are necessary, but they do not have to be presented in front of and checked by all panelists, 86 to 100. Oral defense. Another oral defense session in which all 70 to 85. Not accepted. The proponents, researchers failed to propose a researchable or scholarly capstone project below 70. CCSICT, Intellectual Property Policy. The college adopts the University Research Development Intellectual Property Policy and Guidelines, treasuring the substantial creativity, innovativeness, and intellectual contribution of the faculty, research and support staff, as well as students in the creation of intellectual property of the university adopts the policy guidelines of Intellectual Property Office of the Philippines. Capstone Project Process Flow for BSIT. Approval of Capstone Project Title. Start. The BSIT student researcher must be in third year standing upon enrollment in the course. The student researcher prepares at least 3 research topics based on the suggested areas of research. The student researcher and the subject instructor confer and decide on the study to be undertaken. The student researcher consult the subject instructor for assigning his or her advisor. The student researcher submit at least 3 research topics to the advisor for approval. If approved, if yes, the advisor endorses the approved proposed capstone project title of the student researchers to the subject instructor. The subject instructor forward the approved and enforced capstone project title to the college research coordinator for recording and monitoring purposes. Nomination of the guidance committee. The student researcher will nominate a guidance committee. Once the guidance committee accepts the nomination, it's their responsibility to assist the student in conceptualizing the study. Proposal defense. The student researcher should submit the capstone project proposal paper to the guidance committee for approval. If approved, yes, the guidance committee should endorse the capstone project proposal paper to the subject instructor. The student should submit the endorsement letter together with the application for proposal defense to the subject instructor. The subject instructor will assign panel members and schedule the capstone project proposal oral defense. The student researcher prepare 4 copies of capstone project proposal paper, chapter 1 to 3, and submit himself for proposal defense. If approved, the student researcher must secure a permit to conduct the study and submit a request for consultation of ongoing study to the advisor. The advisor should monitor all capstone project activities of the student and affix his or signature to the progress report from every after consultation with the advice. Any communication needed by the student advisors should be properly endorsed by the advisor. Manuscript preparation and pre-system evaluation. The student researcher must prepare the manuscript following the format given by the subject instructor. As part of software system development and testing, the student researcher must present first the developed system to the IT experts and to the end user agency to gather feedback from them. The student researcher should incorporate in the system and in the manuscript the gathered feedback from the respondents. Conduct of the capstone project. The prepared manuscript must pass through the guidance committee for proper endorse. Final defense oral presentation. The student researcher should prepare and submit 4 copies of manuscript with endorsement letter and apply for final defense oral presentation. The subject instructor will assign panel members and schedule the capstone project final oral defense. All changes and suggestions recommended by the panel members must be incorporated in the final manuscript. If approved, yes, the student or researcher could proceed for bound manuscript process. The bound manuscript must be submitted on or before the scheduled deadline of submission based on university calendar. Final grade will be computed based on the consolidated evaluations and